My name is Jude Gordon. I'm from Centerton, Arkansas. Moses is fed up. He has delivered the people of Israel out of Egypt and brought them to the mountain where God first appeared to him. He's seen the faithfulness of God and observed Israel promised loyalty to him. So when he comes from the mountain, he's received the 10 Commandments, and he sees the Israelites already worshiping idols, already worshiping a golden calf. He's obviously angry. Like, that's relatable. He throws the 10 Commandments down and smashes them on the rocks. As Moses' anger begins to fester, his heart becomes endangered. Cain is fed up. He and Abel both bring offerings to the Lord, and the Lord takes favor in Abel's, but not in Cain's. Cain's anger is understandable. He has worked hard planting and cultivating his crops. Should he really have to give the best to God? If it weren't for the teacher's pet Abel, Cain would have what he wants, to receive God's favor. Cain is angry and filled with jealousy for his brother Abel. He deserves approval from the Lord. As Cain's anger begins to fester, his heart becomes endangered. Anakin Skywalker has to leave his mother with a cruel master for a father figure who dies shortly after, and an order, the Jedi, that don't want him. And then his mother dies. And then he's not allowed to be with the woman he loves. And he's angry, obviously, and these circumstances allow anger to take hold on him. Anakin's anger begins to fester. His heart becomes endangered. Time and time again, Moses and God, through him, have tended to the Israelites every little want and need, and still they complain and whine, saying, "If only we had died in Egypt." After Moses is done, all Moses has done, the Israelites still come to him now asking for more. God tells Moses to speak to a rock, but Moses strikes the rock twice in rage. I feel bad for Moses because I imagine that Moses feels what we feel often when we strike out in anger, regret. And then I imagine he hears God's voice telling him that since he disobeyed a direct command from God, he won't be allowed to go into the promised land, that place he's worked so hard to get. Moses' anger kept him from what he desired most. While him and his brother are in the field, Cain kills his brother. And a little while later, God speaks to Cain. God says, "Where's your brother?" Cain says, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" God says, "I hear your brother's blood crying out from the ground it is in." And God banishes Cain to wander for the rest of his life, and nothing that Cain plants will ever grow. Cain's anger kept him from what he desired most. Anakin's anger seeps in and gets to a point where it commands his life. It causes him to betray his friends, kill his wife, and lose multiple limbs, and kill some younglings. And Anakin's anger kept him from what he desired most. I'm reading from Matthew 5:21. "You have heard that it was said to the people long ago, 'Do not murder,' and anyone who murders will be subject to judgment. But I tell you that anyone who is angry with his brother will be subject to judgment. Again, anyone who says to his brother, 'Raka,' is answerable to the Sanhedrin, but anyone who says, 'You fool,' will be in danger of the fire of hell." I think what Jesus is saying is, hey, you've heard don't murder, but I tell you, don't even harbor anger against your brother. And never act on anger, even in a small way, like calling a name or doing a little jab. And then, why does Jesus care? Like, it's not that big of a deal when we're angry, like, right? Like, it's like angry towards someone's like, that person's so annoying, like, we're not doing anything with it. But Jesus knows something that we might not know, is that while anger might seem okay at first, it can grow and grow into a forest of uncontrolled hatred, and the fruit of that forest, the fruit of those trees, is ruin and regret. Okay, so you may say, I've been trying to make my point. You say, okay, Jesus, I know this is bad, but like, what do I do to like fix this? Like, what do I need to do? And so Jesus is like, I got you. So then he gives us verses 23 through 26. He says, "Therefore, if you are offering your gift at the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there in front of the altar. First go and be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift. Settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still with him on the way, or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. I tell you the truth, you will not get out until you've paid the last penny." So Jesus is putting it into the perspective of someone that is like listening to his sermon in that time. So imagine you've finished a hard day's work, you go to the market, spend some money to buy this sacrifice, and you're walking all the way back to the temple. You're going to make yourself right with God. You're up at the altar, you're about to sacrifice the sacrifice, and Jesus says, stop there. Because what he's saying is that you can't make yourself right with God without first being right with your brother, without being right with your neighbor. So he says, go back, fix this wrong, handle your anger at the point, at the center, at the seed, and then you can be right with God. And really, this whole passage, this bit here in this passage really is that we need to reconcile with our brother and the person we're angry with, or who's angry with us. Because anger and letting anger fester can only lead to sin and ruined relationships. Thank you.